Hey guys, welcome back. It is time for the welcome back episode of the Friday Feature. For those of you who don't know, the Friday Feature segment is just something that I'm doing to highlight some great connections of mine here in the Des Moines area. Yes, sir. That's you.
Thank you.
Somebody who's making a big impact here in the Des Moines community as a young professional. This week I am honored to have my good friend Ben Nelson here with me.
Thanks so
also
much.
known as Bowtie Ben. Great nickname. I love it.
Thank you.
Ben is currently a student at Montana State University, and he's also an intern with AKC Marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure I got that right.
Yep.
And he's also, like we just talked about a little bit before the show, and we were actually just filming this episode, he is the host of a series called The Tech Intern Show, which is so cool. So check that out. Check out episode 11. I'm on it. Boom. Nice little plug there. But yeah, so let's kind of jump right into it, Ben. Tell me a little bit about your story, a little bit about your background here.
Cool. So we're in Des Moines now. I grew up in West Des Moines, not too far from here. I went to the Bergman Academy, incredible school, kind of set up my life foundation with a lot of skills.
Sure.
Organization, public speaking, Spanish, all that good stuff.
Right.
Then I went to high school with you for
Yes,
1 year.
Yep.
At Dowling Catholic, just down the road. There I was pretty involved in some extracurriculars. I was super involved with volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
So I traveled throughout the Midwest and all across Central and South America. Completed a bunch of volunteer work and impacted the lives of many, which was really, really cool to be a high school kid and do that.
I mean, yeah, it makes a big difference.
Huge.
Yeah.
Super involved with athletics in high school. I made state 2 years in a row for the swim team. Was a big cross country runner up until my junior year. Loved to swim. And then, as you touched on, I'm a Bobcat. I'm a sophomore now at Montana State University. And when I got to college, I was like, I don't think I'll do so much of the sports stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was already kind of doing a couple different things side hustle-wise during high school.
That's right.
And so I kind of took that drive of the athletics and applied it to school and a lot of that work.
That's awesome.
And so after high school, I took a gap year. I'll just touch on this quickly.
Sure.
Because this has impacted me a lot. But after high school, I took a gap year, studied with Knowles National Outdoor Leadership School, and spent a semester in Patagonia, Chile, and then flipped right over a couple months after that and did a semester in the Rocky Mountains. I was really cold. I learned a lot about leadership, and I learned how to lead a team in really high stress environments.
That's awesome.
I learned how to build and execute plans. And it was overall just like a really fun time. I met a bunch of really fun people.
Yeah.
And I've taken kind of that like willingness to survive that you have to obtain on Knowles and kind of shifted it into like what I do now with work and kind of just like being strategic and also like executing.
For sure.
So I'm super excited to be here.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I love this.
100%.
So you talked a little bit about taking those skills from those experiences and parlaying that into what you do now for work. Touch on a little bit of that. What do you do now for work?
Yeah, so I work with a marketing firm up in Johnson, Iowa, AKC Marketing. And sort of their bigger clients are based in the agricultural sector, some of the more innovative companies in the world.
That's really
cool. So one is centered around dairy robotics and the other is centered around nitrogen fertilizer and kind of crop nutrition. And so it's really cool for me. I get to come in. I get to do a lot of like fun, unique projects. I'm doing some text message campaign building.
That's
so kind of high-tech back-end flows with Twilio.
Sure.
And making it look really pretty and easy for the customer, which is all part of the marketing game.
Exactly.
Doing some email send time optimization, doing a lot of data and analytical work, kind of all across the board, workflow stuff, HubSpot stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But super fun.
That's awesome.
I'm learning a lot.
That's cool. So another thing that you apply some of those skills to would be your show that you started.
Yeah.
Which we actually just filmed again, the Tech Intern Show. What was kind of your reason behind starting this whole series?
Yeah. So I started the Tech Intern Show kind of in February, and like Andy said, we're on the 11th episode that we just filmed. But basically, Bozeman, Montana. I don't know if you've ever been, but it's such a cool, kind of unique community. And I've met a lot of interesting people going to LinkedIn local events.
Sure.
That a gal set up back there, and kind of meeting different people, putting my name out there at the university and also just in the community, in
Right.
the workspace. And so I've met a bunch of people, and I was like, oh man, I should just bring these people on and have them talk about what they love to do.
Sure, why not?
And so then I did that, and then it kind of transitioned into like, well, I'm just going to have a bunch of conversations with people that I know and also don't know.
Right.
And just like, I'm now the tech intern, and
Yeah.
I bring people on the show and just like have them talk about what they love. It's so easy for people.
Yeah,
You know, like,
people like to talk about what they do and who they are.
yeah. So it's super fun. I've learned a lot, and I help people learn about other people.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. So, kind of to wrap things up now, we'll transition into one of my favorite questions to wrap up an episode. It's from a podcast that I am a pretty religious listener of, the Lewis House School of Greatness. Lewis ends every interview with a question he calls the three truths. Your three truths are: if you had to leave tomorrow and you had to take everything with you except for three things, for example, pieces of content that you've made, three thoughts, three whatever.
Okay.
Three things that define your legacy and how you would want to be remembered. What would your three truths be?
That would define my legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 20 years old, so I'm pretty young. My first thing would be a saying.
Mm-hmm.
Start what you finish.
I love that.
My second thing would be a field notes notebook. Kind of like I'm a big designer, so I kind of sketch
Sure.
things out in there, jot daily notes, kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, my third thing. So I said, finish everything you start, field notes notebook. I want to go with another quote, kind of cheesy, but also like, kind of interesting in a way. Do or do not, there is no try.
I love that.
Kind of
That is-
execution, kind of like Yoda theme, right?
Exactly.
But like, I don't know. I find that fun.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some of that stuff when you really get down and you think about what the message is behind those quotes. Like a lot of people see them as just quotes, but then think about maybe the context or how it was when it was first published.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more to that, and that's what I like about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot deeper meaning behind that for you, and you
Yeah.
can tell. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So, thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciated your time.
100%, dude.
It
Thank
was
you.
a lot of fun today.
Yeah,
We
man.
did a lot of stuff.
Andy Sai is killing it, guys.
Appreciate
Friday
it.
feature game. Lots more coming.
Yes, sir. He already knows. Always remember, it's a great day to have a great day, and I will see you soon.